Alright, so I'm here with your rare Smackdown review. Don't usually watch this show. And by the way, guys, when I'm watching Smackdown, it's not like I'm as serious as I am when I'm watching Raw. Like when I'm watching Raw, I'm like locked in, for the 3 hours. I'm watching like every second pretty much of the show. SmackDown, on my phone a little bit, so I'm not, as serious when I'm watching this show because it's a secondary show. So, yeah, but I did watch all the matches and shit, you know, um, and I mean, the show, I didn't really think of all the matches and how good they were, but it didn't really seem like a good show. Usually before I do my Raw review, I look over the matches and, think of a rating to give the show, but I didn't do that. But, nothing really impressed me too much. I mean, I guess the show was okay, maybe. But, yeah, I mean, there wasn't like a ton of shit. It was just like a lot of average things. And, I don't think it was that great a show, or it wasn't like a horrible show, but somewhere in the middle. But, yeah, let's just get into the review and we'll see how this show goes. First match, we got Sheamus defeating Ambrose. Okay, it's a decent match here. Um, Ambrose loses to fucking Sheamus. I mean, really? Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, you got three Shield members all in competition. They're all competing tonight, and two of them lose, and the people they're facing aren't even that good. I mean, so Sheamus. It seems like he's turning heel. You know, even though I don't like how they're turning him heel, they're like, oh, in the Rumble, that was so, did he cheat to win? They didn't say cheat, but like was the way he won justified? Justified. I'm like, what? It wasn't justified. It's like, really? They're gonna make that as an excuse for him to fucking turn heel? That in the Rumble, he didn't win fairly? Really? I mean, it's so childish now in WWE. I mean, I remember going back. There was like a Fatal 4-Way tag match. I think it was at like Night of Champions or something. Some pay-per-view back in 2013. And I think it was like Big Show and Rey Mysterio were facing another tag team. Cody Rhodes and Goldust, I think it was. And like Big Show like waited for Goldust to get up or something until they started fighting. I mean, it was some retarded ass shit like that, and it just got so PG. I mean, like, oh, Sheamus hit Ambrose after he threw, I think it was Swagger or somebody over the ropes. Ambrose was turning around and, Sheamus caught him off guard. Who is that cheating, guys? We better make that illegal. It's like, come on. It's very childish, very PG. It's like, oh, if you attack somebody's injured spot, ooh, that's a reason for you to turn heel. That's what a bad guy does. And it's like, that's good strategy. Holy shit. Everybody should fucking do that. They do that in all fucking sports. If they know some guy has an injury, they're gonna, like in hockey, if some guy has a back injury, they're gonna make sure they hit him good. They did that to fucking, I was watching Red Wings, big Red Wings fan. And, Zetterberg had a fucking back injury. I'm sure they were targeting his back. I mean, it sure looked like it. So, I mean, everybody fucking does that. Good or, everybody should do that, even if you're a good or a bad guy. But this match was okay. Maybe even decent match here. So, okay way to start off the show here. Then we get Cesaro and Bad News Barrett defeating Big E and RVD. It was an alright match here. Pretty short. Thought if it would have gone a little bit longer, it would have been a good match. But once again, I mean, just a fucking, seems like we get these all the time, like 5-minute matches or less in WWE. But at least Cesaro and Bad News Barrett won. I mean, not a big fan of Big E, especially in the last couple of weeks or months. He's been very boring. And RVD I like. It got the big fucking eye or whatever. Looks pretty fucking bad. But I'm glad Bad News Barrett and Cesaro won because they're both talented here. But just thought this match could have gone like 10 minutes. I think it would have been a good match, maybe even a very good match because you had three good wrestlers in here. And even Big E's not horrible. So yeah, I thought this could have been a very good match here, but it only went a couple minutes. So I mean, you can't have a great match in like 3, 4, 5 minutes. But it was still alright. Then we get Rusev defeating Kofi. And you know, for a squash match, it was pretty good. You know, some nice moves in here. Kofi's pretty athletic. You know, usually when you get like a small guy who's athletic and a big guy like Rusev, you can have a pretty good match. And this was a pretty good match. You know, even though like it's the same thing now with Rusev. You know, I can make parallels to Ryback almost. You know, with him. You know, in his debut and months after his debut. Like he just kept facing jobbers, and then he faced 2 jobbers, and you know Rusev faced 2 jobbers at Extreme Rules just like Ryback did. You know, so it's like, can this guy like face some legitimate talent? I mean, when Brock Lesnar debuted, remember his debut? You know, fucking picked Spike Dudley up and like fucking destroyed him. Can we get some shit like that instead of Rusev going out and facing the same guy for like a month, same 2 guys for a month? Even Kofi he faced, I think, on Monday. And then he faced Kofi in NXT as well, too. So it's like, he's been facing the same 3 guys now for like the past couple months. Or 2 months or something like that. Can we get some, you know, original content on here? Then we get, so yeah, that was pretty good. So, didn't have too many problems with that. Then we get Fandango and Layla defeating Emma and Santino. And this fucking feud keeps fucking going on forever. You know, I have no idea what they're thinking. Just keep putting on the same match over and over, week after week, guys. You know, same mixed tag match over and over. Or you could just do Fandango versus Santino or Emma versus Layla. Yeah, just keep doing it over and over, guys. Yeah, you know, don't come up with any new ideas. Just keep doing the same shit. It just pisses me off that they can't really think of anything else. And they got Layla out there in a fucking dress wrestling. I mean, what is up with the wrestling outfits now? You got Kane wrestling in fucking dress pants. What the hell is that? You got Batista coming out wrestling in jeans, you know, brawling in jeans. You got other people I've seen brawl in jeans. It's like, if you're gonna have a brawl, you know, come out to brawl, put on some sweatpants, shorts maybe, you know. It's ridiculous. You got people fighting in nice clothes. You know, it's ridiculous. But you got Fandango and Layla winning, retarded. You know, it's just a retarded match. It wasn't good. It was boring. We've already seen this before, and it sucked, just like it has every single fucking time in the past. I mean, that would be one thing if this was good and they kept doing it over and over again. But it fucking sucks. I mean, come on. Can we get something new, something good, something entertaining? Then we get Reigns defeating Henry. Pretty boring match here. I mean, Henry just has to retire. I mean, he's pretty slow in the ring. He's not that good anymore. And, yeah, he's boring. And apparently he looks like a heel. I mean, when the fuck did he turn heel? I mean, people are just doing this now in WWE, to show up as a heel one week and then they're a face the next. I mean, it's retarded. But Reigns wins here. One good spot where Reigns picked Henry up on the top rope and Samoan dropped him. And that was it. So for the most part, this was boring. Then we get the Matadors defeating 3MB. Wasn't horrible, but it was mediocre. A little bit below average, probably. And, you know, I think I said this in my Raw review. You got as much as you could get out of this feud with Hornswoggle and El Torito. You had some good shit at TLC. So just end it there. I mean, too many times in WWE, there's like a good thing, and then they just keep trying it, and it'll just be a fucking fail. I mean, you just can't keep doing the same shit over and over again and expect the same result or reaction from the fans. I mean, you gotta come up with new shit. And this is worse than the TLC too. I mean, there's no table, there's no chairs. I mean, just end the fucking feud already. You had a good run at did I say TLC? I think Extreme Rules. You had a good run with these two at Extreme Rules. Had a good match. Had a very good match, I thought. Very entertaining. But you can't get much more out of this. Alright? You got the maximum amount of entertainment you can get out of these two midgets. So just end it here, you know. And they're not gonna. I see this going on for a long time. You know, I just see Vince McMahon now obsessed with this. You know, ooh, it's midgets fighting. Ha 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 ha. You know, I could just see him picturing him laughing his ass off at this and being entertained. So I don't see this feud ending anytime soon. Although I do want it to, because you know, two midgets fighting is only entertaining for. It's not even that entertaining, but you know, if you had some tables and chairs, it is. But like now, I'm very bored with it. You know, it's not entertaining. Then we get Batista defeating Rollins. Pretty good match here. Had no problems with it. You know, and leave it up to a guy like Seth Rollins to carry Batista's ass to a good match. But holy fucking shit am I depressed by the fucking ending. You know, cool spot there. Rollins jumps on the fucking table. Jumps from the top rope onto the announcer's table. Cool spot. And then he gets counted out. And he jobs out the fucking Batista. The guy who's been fucking crying like a fucking bitch. So Vince McMahon or whatever, Triple H must have caved into his crying and said, oh, we'll give you a win over Seth Rollins. A guy who is 100 times better than you. You know, yeah, and this was probably Batista's, one of his best matches. Yeah, so leave it, you know, Seth Rollins carries Batista to a pretty good match here. And you got Batista winning over fucking Seth Rollins? Really? Really? And Batista's supposed to be leaving. So what good does this do? I mean, yeah, you reward a guy who refuses to be in a fucking title match. Are you fucking serious? That's a pretty prestigious spot. Being in a fucking title match. That's like the number 2 guy in the fucking company in a title match. But he doesn't want to fucking do that. Really? I mean, I thought you came back to fucking, you know, be in the top spot, you know, be a star. But and he doesn't want to be in the main event. You know, fine, you don't want to be in the main event, get your ass out of the fucking company. You know, if you don't, you know, beggars cannot be choosers. Oops, beggars cannot, drop my phone there. Beggars cannot be choosers. It's retarded. Batista's a bitch, and why did he win here? Beats me. And it's retarded how he won here. Very fucking pissed off. Then we get the Wyatts defeating the Usos and John Cena. Okay match. I mean, the Usos, you know, and Cena as a team. 3 PG guys with horrible gimmicks. You know, you got the Usos doing their, yeah, they're messing around with their fucking dance, you know. The uppercut, you know, it's tired of the Usos, you know. And I'm just same old shit, you know, flying around, super kicks and an uppercut where they fling their hands all over the fucking place. And then you got John Cena, you know, saluting like a fucking military person coming down to the ring. So 3 guys who I do not really like, and then the Wyatts who I do like. So I was glad the Wyatts won. Match was alright. Nothing too special here. And you know, just a average main event. You know, Cena in the main event, really. You know, nothing new there. But overall, the show was okay at best, maybe. You know, I had a couple decent things in there. Nothing really horrible though. You know, that's what I gotta say that about, you know, this show. There was nothing horrible that I was like, holy shit, this segment sucks. Like as a whole, no segments really sucked that bad. You know, there were some that did suck, but none that were horrible. You know, so I can't bash the show too much. You know, there were some shitty parts and there were some decent and good parts in here. So I guess overall it was alright at best, you know. Maybe, you know, an okay show, you know, but it was better than most Raws, I'll put it that way. You know, it's only 2 fucking hours. I mean, it seems so short watching it. It's like this is longer than 95% of shows on TV. But it just seems so short watching it since you got Raw, it's 3 hours. So, you know, I wish Dan O'Brien would have been on it. But disappointingly, you know, unfortunately, he was not. But it was still a decent, you know, okay show tonight. So there's your review, people. And by the way, been updating my calendar. Go check that out. Put some new videos on there. I'm gonna do a network review, and I think I put some other videos on there too. So yeah, always be checking that out because I'm always gonna be updating it. So Smackdown was alright. So there you go, people.